The Walt Disney Company has been a huge staple in our childhood since its conception. However, with the amount of time Disney has been alive, most productions, movies, and shows have some type of early material that did not make it far into production, and most likely will never be seen in its entirety. I'm Lauren, and today we are going to explore 7 lost Disney productions and materials that might never see the light of day. The original Tinkerbell and the Ring of Belief.
It is the mission of every fairy to become a wing maiden and spread imagination to the children of the world by using pixie dust.
They're here! They're here!
But something is dreadfully wrong. Something that threatens the very existence of Pixie Hollow. Now, only Tinkerbell can save the world of fairies. She must find the true magic of pixie dust. It is all very real, you know, if you believe.
Coming soon, open your heart to the power of...
Shout out to the Redditor Amika of the Alien Studios who brought this up to me on Reddit. In 2008, Disney released what would soon be a popular series in its company. The 2008 Tinkerbell movie catapulted the Disney Fairy series into popularity, spawning 5 sequels and merchandise. However, there exists an original version of the series that has never seen the light of day, only shown in teaser trailers leading up to the movie's release that many of you might remember seeing growing up. The original movie, known as Tinkerbell and the Ring of Belief, was said to be about human children that believed in fairies being brought to Pixie Hollow, where they would attend fairy school. The film revolved around Tinkerbell and her friends living in Pixie Hollow as they all trained to become wing maidens who aid in continuing the Ring of Belief that keeps imagination and their world in turn alive. But through an unknown chain of events, Tinkerbell ends up breaking the Ring of Belief, which causes all the children in London to lose their sense of wonder and imagination. Now Tinkerbell and her friends must try to fix her mistake before it destroys all of Pixie Hollow. A notable factor of the original version was that Peter Pan, the Lost Boys, and Captain Hook would have also tied into the plot, though their exact roles are unknown. John Lasseter, the chief creative director of Walt Disney Animation Studios, reportedly saw a work-in-progress screening of the draft and deemed it virtually unwatchable. Lasseter demanded that changes be made to the movie, such as the plot be rewritten and even the voice of Tinkerbell, as Tinkerbell was originally going to be voiced by the late Brittany Murphy, but it was given to Mai Whitman with the reasons being unknown. Concept art, merchandise, storyboards, and early trailers do exist of the movie. However, as of now, the original draft of the film has never been seen in its entirety and is deemed partially found. WallE Original Storyboard. In 1995, Andrew Stanton, the director of the movie WallE, began a very small production of the movie, with the original title of the movie being Trash Planet. However, the movie was pushed to the side due to not knowing how to develop the movie. Production officially started around 2004 to 2005, with Stanton having a different idea for other acts of the movie. The story was originally a Spartacus-inspired plot about a rebellion against boneless, green, see-through aliens, nicknamed Gels, that spoke in complete gibberish. A dark twist would have shown the Gels revealed to be deformed humans at the end of the film. The idea of the Gels, along with the rebellion plot, were scrapped because Andrew Stanton thought the idea was too complicated, and they were changed to humans so that the audience could easily see themselves in the characters. This eventually led to the plot that we are familiar with in the final movie. The original plot can be shown in a dark, scrap scene with the character President Shelby Forthright's A113 transmission. Neither Pixar or Stanton have shared the full original treatments of the film, but they have given some inside looks into the original ideas through the book The Art of WallE and the bonus features on the Blu-ray release of the film. It is currently unknown if a full script or any work print of the original treatments will ever be released. This is currently partially found. Inside Out original Bing-Bong death scene. In the 2015 Pixar movie Inside Out, the death of the character Bing-Bong was said to be a bit darker than what was in the finished product. According to Bing-Bong's voice actor, Richard Kind, the original cut of the final part of this scene was 40 seconds to a minute longer, and the audience could hear him pleading more and seeing his partially fading body. This version was cut due to concerns of being too upsetting for the audience, with Kind saying that it was very similar to the scene in Bambi where his mother gets shot by a hunter and dies. The original scene has not been released as a deleted scene or anywhere on copies of the movie. The only thing that has been posted was a video in 2021 by user Jamie Keller on YouTube that allegedly came from the original scene. This scene, as of right now, is deemed lost. Cars 3 deleted Doc Hudson death scene. In the 2017 Cars 3 movie, there were several cutscenes that eventually made it in the home release, all except one. Some of you might know about this infamous scene, but for those who don't, the scene in question was a flashback to where Lightning McQueen was racing Doc Hudson, Lightning's mentor, before Doc collapses and just straight up dies. The scene was considered by many to be very depressing, hence the removal. However, another likely reason might be that Paul Newman, who voiced Doc Hudson, had passed away in 2008, as well as Owen Wilson, who voices Lightning McQueen, having been through an attempt in 2007, which might have been insensitive regarding these two incidents. The scene in question has never been viewed and is only mentioned in news articles and on the TV Tropes page, but due to it being too depressing, it will most likely never see the light of day, deeming this media fully lost. Zootopia original storyboard. Just like the other movies on this list, Zootopia had a pre-written version that would have shown the movie in a different light. In the original script, all the predators in Zootopia were required to wear tame collars that would deliver an electric shock if the predator became aggressive. Nick Wilde would open an amusement park called Wild Times, where predators could have their collars removed. Fearing that the predators would have their collars removed permanently, the city would send Judy Hopps to investigate Wild Times and close it down. Brian Howard, the film's director, rewrote the plot stating the following: "We were presenting a world that was very dystopian right from the top, and it didn't feel like a place where we wanted to be. We instead wanted Nick to just get out of the city, but we were trying to make this version work, because it felt like there's a story there. But it got to the point where it was very hard to root for the city, and we don't want to create worlds that we don't like, that we want our characters not to live in." Footage from the pre-write version is crudely animated, and most scenes never made it past the storyboard stage. A full script of this version has not yet been released, though numerous concept art from the original version has been made available through the film's art book. This is currently partially found. The original Zombies, Zombies and Cheerleaders. Zombies and Cheerleaders is a 2011 canceled Disney TV series that predated the 2018 Zombies movie that we now know. The show was supposed to star Luke Benward as Zed and Maya Mitchell as Addison. It is said that the reason why the show was scrapped was due to the plans for Teen Beach Movie, which also starred Maya Mitchell. The plot is as follows. The story follows Zed, a typical high school student with one small caveat. He happens to be a zombie. Despite a high-tech wristwatch designed to curb any appetite he may have for his classmates, he and his zombie friends remain unpopular with the school's most influential group, the pom-pom-wielding cheerleaders. Never one to back down from a challenge, Zed sets out to improve the zombie student-body relations and win the attention of Addison, the cheerleading squad's newest member. It is said that a pilot was shot, however nothing has been seen of it, making this currently lost. Chicken Little 2. In 2005, Disney would release a movie that did partially well depending on who you ask, which was Chicken Little. Todd Carter, who contributed to the story development, revealed the plot of the scrapped sequel in which Chicken Little finds himself in a love triangle. On the other side, his childhood sweetheart, Abby the ugly duckling. The third side is an attractive newcomer named Rafaela, the French sheep. Abby is at a tremendous disadvantage, so she gives herself a makeover. Carter believes that the sequel was cancelled due to the executives not being confident that it would perform well, possibly due to the reception that the first movie got. Overall, storyboards have been released, but nothing else has been seen of the cancelled sequel, making this partially found.